It's time for food, Shell.
Food. Yeah, I just finished off that last Cheddar Bay biscuit.
A little jealous. Not overwhelmingly, but a little jealous.
Yeah. We got one of those pre-made mix packs. So that we can mix them at home with coconut shrimp. Carl didn't grow up going out to restaurants that much.
No,
but
my parents thought most restaurants were gross. Like, we would do... Is it Pat and Oscar's breadsticks? We would do pizza very rarely when we had friends over. Mostly it was, like, McDonald's. Because it was cheap.
Mm-hmm. The only reason why my parents like going to Red Lobster because it was a treat for some reason, grandparents really liked seafood. Oh, look, Captain Runch.
General Graves, this is the witch I told you about. I remember the report. What was her name again? Peony, sir. Right, Peony. I never met a witch brazen enough to go without a mask. Not hiding what you are shows a lot of integrity. Especially since most folks have no qualms about putting the torch to your kind.
Thanks. I guess?
I take it we have you to thank for stopping our nightly visits from the dead.
The Lich Fairy behind the attacks is gone. But I think the attacks were a reaction to what's been happening in the marsh.
I've heard about what's going on there. Unfortunately, we have no presence in Blackwater. Only news we get out of the marsh comes from travelers like you. I've been too busy dealing with the undead at the walls and the pirates on Vandal Coast. I thought we had an agreement with the pirates. We did, but it seems there's a leadership shakeup happening down there. Man, we can't catch a break.
Oh, so maybe they were being accosted by the pirates and they agreed to give them a certain amount of money as extortion or something?
Yeah, or pirates don't bother these people but can have safe harbor, or who knows.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the deal is, but interesting.
Or pirates, maybe just pirates don't attack this area and they don't crack down on the pirates. We'll see.
I have to get going now.
You watch yourself out there, little witch. All that's happening, we need people like you.
Oh, like gremlins, harpies have an affinity for thievery. They usually target shiny trinkets and jewelry which they adorn themselves. That makes sense. A number of birds are attracted to shiny objects.
Mm-hmm.
This is Windale? Oh, gremlins!
Hey, you sure about this? It's gotta be worth a fortune. You'll see.
Aw, no! Hey! What was that for? Huh? My earmuffs! Give that back! My head. Did she lose her power because of the earmuffs? Or is she... Maybe the earmuffs were suppressing her power.
Yep.
And now she's gone overboard.
What was that? She's a witch. Let's get out of here.
Oh no. Yeah, because she's had those since the start, right? Oh, so now we're just playing as Chico and Piachin trying to retrieve the earmuffs?
Guess so.
Which means you probably can't summon anyone.
Correct.
And you can't change your party makeup.
Maybe we get summons if we're lucky. Nope.
This might just be them. Oh, a gremlin warlord. That's new.
It's okay. Maybe. That's a little spooky.
That gremlin almost looks like a armadillo or something.
Yeah.
Unless he's just very buff and hunched over and has a lot of spiky hair. Oh no, Chico! He won't be able to defend Piachin that way.
And that's...
Well, now he will be able
Yeah,
to.
not really a big deal.
So are you going to take out the shaman first?
I mean, I don't have too much of a choice.
Oh, that's good.
Sorta.
I mean,
so the one
gonna...
problem is the Gremlin Warlord gives damage boost to every,
Yeah, so the longer you let him do that. But at the same time,
Yeah, I mean,
he's
luckily...
all the way at the back and you need to destroy everyone else first.
Yep.
Will that take off the rooting or no?
No. The rooting lasts until I replace it with another buff or debuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it goes away. Who knows?
So you'll need to free him.
Unable to move or evade. Reduce speed. Nope. I mean, it's not a biggie.
Except now this will ensure that when the gremlin attacks Pyachin, Chico will be able to intervene.
Not currently.
Wait, no? Why? Oh, because you need to reapply your defend?
Yeah.
Ah. Oh, yeah, that'll
And-
kill him in one go.
Yeah, so I can either attack or defend the whole party. Usually I have him defend, but in this case I need... let's see. Actually get close. Go for a damage boost. They'll stop grumping at the ice cream truck.
Mm-hmm. I hate it. It comes by every day. I really think that anything that tries to advertise with a sound like that, it shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why there are solicitation laws. People aren't supposed to be able to come up to your door. But then you have that, which is audible, and you can't necessarily plug your ears.
Okay.
But in any case,
Okay, now he's coming. So do we rally howl? Or we defend?
yeah, it moved on pretty quickly because our landlord's here to stay in the fence.
Oh, did he actually get here?
Looks like he did.
Hey! There we
The
go.
HOA says that all fences must be a kind of cedar red color. So that is how it must be.
Ow. Oh, there it goes. And we got our headphones.
Ah, yes, there they are. Woohoo! Which begs the question: has Peony been wearing them her entire life?
Yeah?
Oh, yep, she already has them equipped. Thanks for getting my earmuffs back. Woof! Pew pew! My mama made them to keep out noise is the best way to describe it. Ooh. Noise. What kind of noise? Fae magic noise?
Dunno.
Eldritch power noise? Because it's interesting. Her magic is this magenta purple pink that you would usually affiliate with the arcane magic. Which is interesting because the arcane magic thus far has been associated with dark forces and the undead and such.
Yeah.
What do you have? You have some sweets,
Giant
some
mix.
vegetables.
We have more
Some-
vegetables than anything else.
Yeah.
Okay. There's Page. Let's see, anything else? Nope. Blackwater Marsh. Helped us to gander, search for the witch.
Oh, look at this. Despite their genuine appearance, Fae creatures summoned by talisman are not living beings. Summoned Fae are manifestations of the talisman user's mana. The practice of creating artificial Fae minions was developed by human warlocks hundreds of years ago and became a common skill among high-level magic users. So that explains it.
Yep.
You're not actually summoning a creature. Oh, wait, are they trapped?
What's going on? I can't move my legs. I told you not to rush in. You triggered some sort of curse trap. Well, no one told you to get caught too. Really, Marcus?
Well, here we go again. So now we have to save them
Yep.
once more. Wait, what just died?
Nothing. Oh, this actually was the right choice. Ayy.
Well, something just died and had a skull plop on the ground. Where that crystal is left over?
No, that's... Oh, there?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Just found it interesting.
I don't really know why that happened.
Unless there's something damaging about the marsh itself, but I don't think so.
Bye.
Hopefully those guys will
Okay.
be able to traverse the environment.
Yeah, were we actually supposed to... I was not paying attention to whether or not we had any failure conditions. Like, do they have to survive? I mean, I was assuming as such. Kind of an inconvenient location.
Yeah, currently they look to be trapped, and I don't know if getting up to them and dispelling the vines will be able to set them free, or what the deal is. Now, there seems to be a peculiar lantern flower up the hill. I don't know if it's an item that you can acquire or what. See how it's sparkling up there?
Yeah. There's another
Yeah.
one down lower, like
Yeah,
right
in the
center
middle,
of the
yeah.
screen. I'm assuming that's nothing. We do want that treasure chest, though. Well, that's just regular water, really.
Oh, well, Pyachin would do well in the water.
Yep. I was gonna have Pyachin go that direction.
As long as it isn't tainted water.
Nope. Didn't seem like it.
Okay. So they're still able to attack even in their
Yeah.
rooted state.
And one downside on Pyachin. Kinda slow. I'm gonna give... There's a scroll, I believe, that gives, like, bonus movement speed. That seems like it would be worth my time. They're so weak. Okay. Give Marcus that. Do we go up? Wail on this guy? Yeah. There we go.
They're able to
What
take
were we
care of
talking
themselves
about at the
somewhat.
beginning of this episode that we got kind of distracted on?
Well, really, wasn't it just about Peony and the earmuffs that might be containing her power?
Beginning of the episode, before we got into the...
Food and fast food. And,
Oh, right.
restaurants.
Yeah,
Restaurants, I should say.
I guess it's just one of those where,
But my parents wouldn't go to the big chain restaurants all the time. I got exposed to a lot of ethnic food.
Yeah.
Because my family and their friends liked going out to hibachi or Indian buffets and Thai food and whatnot. Sushi.
I don't think it was until high school that my family really got into a lot of that stuff. Where they were willing to eat out. I think it's just truly both families grew up in such a poor situation that eating out just was not feasible.
If you think about it, though, for some people, barring going on vacation or buying interesting things for themselves, eating out is one of the few, I don't want to necessarily say luxuries, but my parents also saw it as a means to prevent themselves from having more cleanup work in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And just give them a break from creating food. Because if you think about it, when I cook, doesn't it take anywhere between half an hour to an hour or more, depending on the I was about to say piece, like it was a piece of art, but no, depending on the dish. Or dishes, or all the components of the dishes combined. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely missing eating out a little.
Mm-hmm. We were going to order stuff, but I think we've missed out on our opportunity to this week. Because we were going to try to get the, like, it was like a no-contact delivery for Indian-style pizza.
We could order it, like, straight up tonight.
Really? I thought they weren't open in the evenings.
They're not open on Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays were the day. I know quite a number of places are closed on Mondays if they aren't on Sundays.
I think it's because Mondays are the slowest business day.
That's true. People are just starting off with work and they don't feel like they need to have a lunch out. Oh yeah. If you think about it, especially with like labor involved, what's the cutoff for when something becomes I would less cost efficient with your own time and effort?
I think about that actually more often. What was it?
Just because of like managing your YouTube channel and other
things?
Yeah,
managing the YouTube channel, grind, certain series is like, okay, so I could
Time is money.
Yeah.
That's one of the oldest phrases. Well, or it's not always necessarily time is money so much as
time is valuable.
Time is valuable and it can be spent on pursuing other things and enriching yourself, either with new knowledge or with new work progress or like different hobbies and things.
Yep. Yeah, because, I mean, today I'm trying to finish up Orcs Must Die. I'm not going to succeed, but I'm getting close.
Oh, did you finally get... So can you free him, or do you just have to kill all the opponents?
I have to kill the opponents. There's no means of freeing them, from what I can tell.
Ah, interesting. But yeah, Paichin has a really good leap.
Give her some extra HP. She is very killable. Wow, that is a huge boost to health.
Ah, you summoned something else.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not terribly worried. And these guys are no longer dying.
Oh, Paichin evaded.
Yep. I love these artillery dudes. But good lord, they're just the slowest thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what a tank is.
But they're not tanks, they're artillery.
Well, so the reason why I was calling them I didn't mean tank as in a defender. I meant a tank as in, if you think about it, war tanks. You know, pretty well armored, pretty slow. Great at shooting things at range, but as soon as someone gets close enough to put a grenade in their tire treads, they're done.
I'm not even sure if that actually is a problem for modern tanks now.
Modern tanks? I don't know. Do people even use tanks anymore is the question. You would think that
Yeah?
Planes would be more efficient at things.
Oh, those flowers are an AoE.
Oh, they do release a noxious poison or something?
Yeah.
Ah. Kind of like the mushrooms in other levels.
Yep. Reduces your defense by an amount. Please stop playing Pyajin.
I wonder when Pyajin's gonna evolve. Or become awakened.
Good enough.
Yay, victory.
I don't remember picking up that pentagram scroll. Oh!
Are you two okay?
Thank you for backing us up. The curse seems to be wearing off. Probably the witch.
Ah, I thought I felt an unfamiliar presence in the area. This is no place for Stigandr. Wait, unless this is Mirar?
Yeah.
Isn't she older then?
Yeah.
Nor is it a place for you, little witch.
Is that Mirar? Show yourself, witch.
Oh, yeah, look at her. Oh, except... Yeah, I can't... She's wearing one of those masks, so I can't really tell.
Not Mirar, though.
Oh, she isn't.
I'm not Mirar. But if you intend to speak with her, you could do well to mind your manners. She isn't one to tolerate disrespect.
What's wrong, Chico?
Is he okay?
He just seems confused or scared of her for some reason. Oh, she did have a dog skull on her head. I don't know, maybe they've met before? I've never seen him get like this.
If you're not Mirar, who are you?
Just a passerby. You there, little witch.
Huh?
I suggest you take to wearing a mask like the rest of the witches. Having your face known to all can be troublesome for people like us.
I don't need a mask. I have nothing to hide.
Oh, is that so? Farewell.
This place is lousy with witches. We should return to headquarters and come back with more men. We don't have time for that, Marcus. The relations between humans and Fae in this area are at a critical point. We came here to speak with Mirar, so let's go.
Oh. The Dora region.
No, we've already read this one. It was
Oh.
the critical kills have a chance to drop better items. I didn't know that one, actually.
Wait, but there was something about the Doro.
We'd read that one before.
Oh, okay. I think the problem is there's so many clans
Yep.
and peoples that I can't keep track of them all.
Okay. It's Friday. Oh. Something about lightning. Well, is what it is. There's a lot of enemies here.
Yeah, this cave is teeming with gremlins.
They're still pretty weak. I wonder if this game actually has enemy scaling.
I don't know.
Because I've never felt out-leveled.
I do like it when games have scaling.
Yeah. Or never feel... feels like, yep, I am just comically underleveled for this.
Or an instance where you have to backtrack to older content, and it's...
Yeah. I mean,
You're
it's kind of
vastly
fun
outleveled.
going...
You like going around and being able to one-shot things.
Sometimes, yeah. Like, it gets boring if you do it for too long, but it's real satisfying in, say, like a Metroidvania or something, going back to a zone you'd been to before and being like, I am obscene!
Mm-hmm. Especially if it had been giving you trouble before.
Yeah. I guess that actually happened in Mortal Shell last night.
Hmm?
So there were these big dudes with, like, long halberds that gave me trouble the first time, like, the first session that I played. And then yesterday was the second session, and I would just waltz up and just stab them 3 times and keep going, and it's just like, yeah, this feels good. Maybe not fair, but it felt good. But that game is challenging enough that it doesn't feel like it breaks the game. Whereas I guess conversely in Don't Starve Together, everything was just like cakewalk mode, and I could just do whatever the heck I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Which was still fun in its own way.
I think level scaling is great for things like MMOs.
Yeah, well, especially because MMOs get boring fast.
Mm-hmm. But I remember in things like World of Warcraft, there were all of these expansions that you could outlevel in a matter of, I don't want to say hours, but...
Oh, absolutely. Like when we first played?
Mm-hmm. And then I felt like we weren't able to get the story in. So I like how they changed it.
Well, they haven't changed it yet. They're changing it.
Changing.
Yeah. I would have to play, like, Elder Scrolls Online and... Because, like, Guild Wars does it, and it's not bad, because you still end up being stronger than the content, but it's not like it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I don't know. For
I
some
think
reason, I really hate Elder Scrolls games aesthetically.
they're not too interesting to look at, yeah.
I think the characters also feel like stiff mannequins. That's a huge part of it. I don't like the character models.
Let's see. Yeah.
Because you know how they don't have contrapposto or anything?
Well,
They just sort of stand straight with their arms down.
I think in general, I just absolutely hate realism in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Because it's just boring to look at. Like, I've been approached for a decent number of games over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And the most common style for me to just totally disregard are games with realistic art styles.
Did you really kill that witch, or did she just fall into
Yeah,
the
I killed her.
ditch? Okay. Or the, I should say, the abyssal...
I did, so Pyachin is really
Crevasse.
good against flying enemies.
Ah, mm-hmm.
Look at that weird face.
Mm-hmm. It's some kind of altar.
Yeah. I always get the feeling they just had one of their artists just be like, okay, we're just going to make a bunch of junk. And
Well,
then
that
slap it where it
altar-
needs.
It reminds me of an old sci-fi film, and I think there was even an episode of Star Trek that incorporated something similar, where it was a people fairly primitive that had been encouraged to give sacrifices or feed this god thing.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it wasn't what it seemed. I personally haven't seen the Star Trek episode. That'd probably be something I should go back to see. Because my father had most of the episodes on VHS from the original series, but not the few that he thought were subpar. So maybe about 10 of them I haven't seen, maybe a little bit more. So, yeah, I should go and check that one out. But I think there was a whole movie. It had some bizarre title. It may have even been the god's name itself. But in the end, I think it's destroyed, and the people are realizing that they had... I think in one of the two, they were sacrificing people. Or maybe it had been content with having produce and animal sacrifices, but then it started elevating to humans, and that's when people started asking questions. I don't know. I'll have to look into it, but it had a very similar appearance. The eerie glow, the stone face, the 2 eyes carved out.
I mean,
maybe
I would
horns.
not be terribly surprised if a developer, like, you know, the artist on the team, huge Trekkie, is just like, I'm just gonna include some, like, not so subtle bits of fan art for my favorite things. Like, why not? 'Cause I've definitely done that here and there. Let's see, is he... He is.
What are you deciding on?
Trying to decide who she should give a boost to. The damage boost was finally up.
A rally howl. Ooh.
Yep.
I think back on history and just how people were senselessly sacrificing like women and children for gods and creatures and things that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Just how sad and wasteful it is.
I can understand the horrible twisted logic.
But you have to think, someone must have been the first one to think of it.
Chances are it was some really stupid person that's just like, we killed Derek on Tuesday, therefore all Dereks need to be killed on Tuesdays because that gets us rain. And, you know, maybe that's even
Maybe
like,
there were improper cause and effect.
Yeah.
Circumstances, coincidences.
Yeah. Because that's how a lot of superstitions happen. That's how a bunch of superstitions still happen. Easy example. As a kid, did you blow in the cartridge? Your like N64 cartridge?
But we were told that that got rid of dust.
Well,
I wouldn't consider that a superstition.
but that's the thing. Who told you?
I think it was just our friends did that with their Nintendo 64 controllers.
That's a superstition.
Mm-hmm.
That
I wouldn't consider it a superstition, though. We were kids and didn't know any better. And actually, it was interesting.
most kids nowadays are smarter than adults from 100 years ago.
But the thing is, we would have difficulties when we'd put our cartridges in. Nothing would happen. You turn
Correct.
on the system, nothing would happen. But
So, do you want to know the actual answer?
why it seemed like blowing on it actually cleared things up?
Yeah, so it wasn't because you were blowing on it. It's because you were actually pulling it out and putting it back in. That the
It grinds the stuff.
that the connections would get a little tarnished.
So you're really just rubbing off
Yeah,
the tarnish.
so the blowing was meaningless. It was the act of pulling it out and putting it back in that would actually
friction,
reset
yeah.
the cartridge. And so everybody thought it was blowing, but no. And so a very
At the same time,
mild superstition, but still a
on
superstition.
keyboards and stuff, don't they still have things that clean out dust? You have all those air sprayers.
Yeah, but how would dust get inside your cartridges most of the time? I mean, yeah, if you
you're
store them really
storing them in the
improperly.
open air.
Yeah, but even then,
I mean, have you seen our house?
Yeah.
Have you seen all the dust that collects on every... I mean, it doesn't help that every piece of furniture we own is espresso or pitch black. But, I mean, then again, I actually think that's a boon because then you do know precisely how much dust is on your furniture and you go, oh, I need to dust this sooner than later. But, I mean, have you seen the amount of dust?
Yeah.
It's insane. I wonder if it's the construction of the house, the ventilation system, or just us? Or fibers? I don't know.
I know. Ooh, we got 2 moving scrolls out of that one.
Mm-hmm. But I still wouldn't say that was a superstition. I'd say that it was a false solution.
But that's how all superstitions were brought about.
Mm-hmm.
That a superstition does not have to be...
though, to be holding your breath when you go by a graveyard because you're worried about a spirit possessing
But the
your
root
body.
of that was probably someone that came up with a theory or an idea and spread it to the next one word of mouth style, and so rumors eventually become a superstition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously one is a lot more paranormal than the other, but I would still say tomato tomato. Wait, what?
Mirar's Den. Oh, that's Mirar. Interesting.
What unusual guests I have today. 2 Stagander and a witch. Though not the witch I was expecting. What is your name, girl?
Why does everyone insist on calling me a witch? My name is Peony.
Well then, Peony. I suggest you get used to being called a witch. It is a witch that the world will see when they look upon you. No amount of wishful thinking and good behavior will change that. I do hope you all have a good reason for entering my territory. Or should I say, a good enough reason for me not to kill you all right now.
Pardon our intrusion. Our commander has sent us to this region to investigate some troubling claims. Many Fae have been reporting abductions and violent assaults at an alarming rate. The fairies of this region seem to be chief among those targeted.
And you suspect me of having a hand in this?
Not at all. It is well known that you are on good terms with the Fae in this region, but your relationship with humans is a different matter entirely. If the Stagander records are accurate, you don't trust humans and have been quite aggressive towards them on occasion. With that in mind, I'm sure you keep an eye on the residents of Blackpool for your own security, of course. Perhaps you'd be willing to share any information you have about them. They've been quite reluctant to share anything with us.
Well now, you Stagander may be smarter than you look. I have no proof of any misdeeds by the people of Blackpool, but there may be one thing worth looking into. Recently, the people there have started worshipping a new god.
A god?
They hold their meetings in secret, so even I don't know much about it. Other than the name of this new god. Dagon.
Really? It's Dagon?
The ancient Mesopotamian
Dagon?
god of fertility. I think that straight up is what Dagon was. Time to Google.
Wasn't he appropriated by Lovecraft?
Yes.
So Phoenician.
Fertility god, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like the original merman-ish.
At least according to that illustration.
But yeah, so H.P. Lovecraft actually straight up wrote a book called Dagon that more or less grabbed Dagon and kind of rewrote him as like a horrible fish deity instead.
Over the deep ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I would really like to truly learn about the Lovecraft mythos, but the problem is, the dude was just a terrible racist, so I don't really want to lionize him too much. Dagon? I've not heard of anyone or anything going by that name.
I must say you have sufficiently entertained me. So I will allow you to leave this place with your life.
You said I wasn't the witch you were expecting. Who were you expecting?
You are pushing your luck, little witch. If you must know, I felt the presence of Croix-Mare, the immortal, nearby.
Is there no one else you can sense in the region? I'm looking for...
That is enough, Peony. Thank you, we should be going now. Let's move quick before she changes her mind. Hey! That was good. And then we've got more to do.
So does that mean that this whole sub-arc with Blackpool is going to be about people worshipping this fishy...
Fish god?
Yeah. I wonder what happens if you only choose the...
Wow.
Is there a reason why you would even want to choose rotted meat?
No,
as the
they're
last one?
traps. They actually make the time tick down. So you want to get them last. Unfortunately, they're absolute traps. Because you don't match the old carrot or the rotted meat.
Right, but I'm wondering, have you ever been able to successfully do this
Without getting them?
getting a single rotted
No.
thing?
Sometimes I get them last, but it really is just a time penalty, nothing more.
Ah.
Yeah, so. Meat!
Meat. You could have also done sweets, though.
Could have,
with
but I
all the
didn't need
cookies.
sweets. Meat increases your just raw attack power.
Mm-hmm.
Which is quite nice.
So are we going to go to Blackpool?
Yeah, but first, this is a good stopping point. So we'll see you all on the next episode of Fae Tactics. So until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.